The NWSL has had a terrific inaugural season. We all know that. And the table is set for the playoffs. I've been waiting for this day, and I got to think that Christine Sinclair, the captain of the Thorns, has been waiting for this day as well. Captain Sink, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
We're talking about live Q&A. It's all about you. It's all about Sink. This is our social media way of getting the word out before your big, huge road game at Kansas City on Saturday. All right, so what we're going to do is this. Here's the rally, folks.
All right.
I'm going to try and figure out this computer in front of me, and I'm going to do that, and we're going to get you questions that, we're going to give Sink questions that you folks are supplying through social media. You can tweet, you can Facebook, you can do old-fashioned email, and let's see if I can get this thing going here. Brian, if you have to come up and...
do you need help?
Yeah. Here, hold this. Hold this.
Should I ask you the questions?
No, no, no.
Oh.
This is
Is it frozen?
No, here we go. Here we go. All right, now I got it. Don't. I don't want to jinx anything.
This is a good start.
Somebody yell out a question.
I see a blank screen.
I know, me too. Okay, this is a crummy start. This is on me. Brian, make it work. You just hold on here. Good stuff's coming. You know, one of the guys that actually tweeted us early had a really good question. Hey, look alive.
I'm on.
Really good question. So the question was this. What's the difference between being a captain on the national team and being a captain on the Thorns team? Are the duties different? Is the field different? I thought that's a great way to start this thing off.
I actually don't think it's too different.
Really?
Yeah. You know, on both teams, both the national team and the Thorns, there's sort of a group of leaders that just sort of take the reins. I'm not a vocal leader. I'm not the one that gives rah-rah speeches before games. I lead by example. I want my teammates to know that, you know, practice, game, you know, it doesn't matter. I will do absolutely anything for them and for the national team or the Thorns.
The armband does mean something, though, doesn't it?
I can talk to the ref more.
Great. Great. Okay, here's the next question. The mindset of the club, and obviously going into this huge match against the Kansas City club, a club that you've had some great matches with, entertaining matches with, but they've held the upper hand.
Yeah.
You're there, one and done, win or go home. What's the feel of the team?
I think we're pretty positive.
Good.
Especially with, I think, our last two games, holding Western New York to a shutout, then going up and beating a very, very talented Seattle team. You know, I think we're heading into the playoffs with some momentum. I mean, the league is so close. Any team can literally beat anyone, anywhere. But we feel like we have the talent that on any given day, you know, if we show up.
So via Twitter, John Clark 3 says, and that'll segue right into what you just said, how is the confidence of the club? How is your confidence as Captain Sink?
It's pretty good.
You got to do better than that. Because John M. Clark 3 wants a better answer than that.
No, personally, I feel very confident.
Good.
You know, these past few games, you know, getting to play forward again, scoring some goals. I mean, obviously, as a forward, there's more to your game than scoring goals, but it's obviously nice to put the ball in the back of the net. And then as a team, you know, I thought we've played pretty well. You know, we've been very solid defensively our past two games, and you know that's what's going to win us a championship.
Okay. We've got another tweet from Maya Fanazzini. Clever.
Cool.
Yeah. She asks, did you choose the jersey number 12 to have throughout your career, or was it given to you?
I chose it. This is embarrassing. But
no,
growing up, I played soccer and baseball, and my hero was Roberto Alomar, who was a baseball player for the Toronto Blue Jays. I was a huge fan. I played second base. He played second base. He wore number 12, and so that was my number for every sport, and still wear it because of him.
Have you ever met Robbie Alomar?
I have.
Did you tell him this story?
Yeah, and we exchanged jerseys and everything.
No way!
It was pretty cool.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Robbie Alomar. All right. We're on a roll now.
Yeah,
I'm putting my specs on.
Yeah.
I put my specs on now, baby.
This is serious.
All right. At Fab Not Fabulous asks, if you could choose one national team player to magically turn Canadian and play for your national team, who would it be and why? And you can't say Robbie Alomar since he's not with the national team.
No.
Okay. Magically.
I think based on this season, I'd have to go with Lauren Cheney / Holiday. She is
Golden Booter
/ incredible.
Yeah.
Just has completely dominated this league, and for a long time she's always been one of my favorite players on the U.S. national team. And I think this year she's finally showing the world, what she's capable of. And yeah, I'd definitely love to have her in the Canadian midfield.
Right now, would you hazard a guess that she will be the league MVP?
She's got my vote.
Me too, hands down. All right, Melanie Labrador, I like that already, on Facebook, asks, what are your pregame rituals? You've got a coffee in the refrigerator right now. Is that a pregame ritual?
No,
right.
That's just,
okay.
I need to wake up.
Well.
Avoid Karina LeBlanc. I have to listen to Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror.
Okay. Do you sing to it?
No.
All right.
Just listen to it. Started in college. It's at the University of Portland. We always listen to Michael Jackson before games.
Okay.
And it's, everything goes on left first, left sock, shin guard, cleat first.
When did that start?
I don't know. When
okay.
I don't know.
You can,
always. I don't know why it's weird.
Left brain, right brain, left shoe, right. Okay.
Sure. And then my dad, he always taught me, you respect the game. You have to look the part, and so my cleats have to be clean. Yeah.
That's a serious ritual. I mean, if you're starting left, going right, cleats are clean. You're
yeah,
listening to the same song.
Yeah.
All right, that counts.
That's
all right,
normal.
Annalise on Twitter asks, how far do you expect to make it in the playoffs?
All the way.
Right on.
Simple. That's an easy one.
Can you imagine you saying anything else?
I know. Could you? We'll see.
Yeah. And what's interesting is when you mentioned Cheney a few minutes ago. Obviously, she is that engine. When you guys do it by committee, sometimes you're scoring, sometimes Alex is scoring. Mana Shim obviously coming out of nowhere. Does that make your club just as dangerous when you can go with different strikers or different finishers anyway?
Well, I like to think so. I mean, we've got a lot of talented goal scorers on our team, where any given day you can rely on different people. But Kansas City do as well. Obviously, Cheney is their engine, and pretty much all of their offense goes through her. But they've got some other tremendously talented players. But yeah, our focus has to be stopping her.
Okay, and remember, folks, this is your chance. This is our social media roundtable with the great Christine Sinclair, Thorns striker and captain. It's your chance to tweet us a question, Facebook us a question, do whatever you need to do. Get a question. I'm going to give it to her. I'm your engine with this one. I'm your middleman.
All right.
All right. Okay. Amy Buckler on Facebook wants to know this: what's your favorite thing about playing for Portland and the Thorns?
The fans.
Yeah?
I mean, 100%.
This is your chance to just give them a big shout out.
Yeah, no. Obviously, I went to school here. I knew the soccer fans in this city were crazy. Obviously, I've been going to Timbers games for years. But to finally get an opportunity to play at Geldwen in front of the fans, I don't know. I think our fans have been the story of this league, this year. They've been incredible.
When you walked out on the pitch for your home opener, did it feel any different than when you walked out on the pitch for your home season finale match when there was even more people? That game the other day to wrap up your home season was remarkable in terms of the fan turnout.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that was crazy, but there was something about our home opener. Obviously we had played our first game away at Kansas City, and they don't quite have the numbers that we have, and then just to walk out and they're chanting throughout the entire game. And of course, it was against Seattle, so that just makes it
pretty magical.
A little bit better.
A little bit more special, you bet. Speaking of Seattle, 2 goals, obviously, the other night made sure that you finished right where you needed to be in 3rd place, so congrats on that, too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Allison Weaver on Facebook asks, who do you respect most as a player on and off the field?
Oh, boy.
See, some good questions. Keep them coming, folks. Keep them coming.
Is this on the Thorns, or do you want, in general?
Well, you know what? You pick one. Doesn't matter.
Well, I think on the Thorns, I got to look at Rachel Bueller.
Okay.
I've been playing with and against her for many years.
Yes.
We played actually against each other in the under-19 World Cup final back when we were like back when we were like 18. So
back in the day.
Yeah, but just the way she conducts herself on and off the field, just a true professional, every sense of the word. And then just in general, Christy Rampone is just insane. As a forward, she's one of the defenders I hate going up against the most. She's absolutely brilliant. Athletically, you're not going to get by her with pace or anything like that. And to be doing it at the age she's doing it, and she actually seems to be getting better. It's
she's
crazy.
38 or something, mother of two.
Yeah, she's a superwoman. So.
All right. Rob Kistner on Twitter asks, if you bring a championship to Portland with the Thorns, which is bigger? That professional crown with the NWSL or your NCAA championship with U of P and Clive Charles?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was then, this is now.
I got to go with the NCAA with Clive just because of what he has meant to soccer in Portland and in the country, and what he did for women's soccer, and obviously the illness he battled and all the national championships he could have won, and just something special about winning him a national championship, and that being the final game he ever coached before he passed away. There's just some things that are bigger than championships, you know what I mean?
Do you still draw from Clive? It's interesting, Sink, because when you talk to Portland pilots who have played for him, it's hard for them not to get a little misty when they talk about him. All these years that have gone by, I think almost 10, and the impact that he still has. Would you echo that?
Oh, 100%. I mean, every time I step on the field here at Geldwen, I always look to see his name and number up there.
Yeah.
Just an incredible man, incredible coach, and I know that I would not be the player I am today if it wasn't for my couple of years I spent with him.
Cheers. He's one of a kind.
Yep.
Arian, I'm going to get this wrong, but God bless you. Arian Ep _10 on Twitter asks, any advice to young soccer teams trying to overcome a not so great season?
My first season that I ever played soccer, granted I was 4, but we got demolished every game, and we scored 1 goal the whole season. We were so bad, but we loved it. Like, we loved the sport, at least I did. And that's, as long as you love what you're doing and you're enjoying yourself, nothing else matters. I've been on some very, very poor teams, and look where I am today. Just as long as you stick with it, have fun, love what you're doing, anything's possible.
And can we emphasize, especially to the younger kids, to have fun? Like, put it up top.
The most important thing, have fun, whether it's soccer you're playing, whether it's a musical instrument, just find something you love doing. That's the most important.
Amen, sister. All right. Carla Carriot on Twitter asks, is it weird playing with and against many of the same players that you played against either in club ball, collegiately, this national team, now you're their teammate, but on a friendly or when it really counts, you're playing against them? Is that a strange kind of a feeling once in a while? They're with you, then they're against you.
No, it's fun. The world of women's soccer, especially in North America, is very small. With universities, pro ball, national teams, it's all the same people.
You're gonna run into them somewhere, right?
Exactly. And I've loved playing, for instance, with the U.S. national team players, playing against the U.S. national team players in professional environments. You learn so much from each other. And they become some of your best friends.
Yeah.
I mean, people find that so strange, but it's just like on the men's side. You look at Barcelona, they have Spanish players playing with Messi.
Right?
It's the same, you know. When you're playing on one team, whether it's your club or national team, that's the team you're representing, and you will do anything for that team. 2 weeks later, when you're playing on a different team, that's the team you're representing. you can change it. You don't hold it against people because they play on a different team than you.
Would you ever go so far as to say, well, I'm not going to show you this one special drill that we do, or I'm not going to show you this one way that I always have the right angle to get to the far post with my left foot? Would you say, well, I can't show you that. You're on the United States team.
No, because ultimately, when I'm playing for the Thorns, I'm going to do everything I can to help the Thorns win. No, I'm not going to be like, here's a free kick play that we use in Canada. Let's try it here. That type of thing. But
come on now.
Yeah, in terms of how I play, I'm not changing anything.
Okay, good. All right. James Bell on Facebook asks, how are you personally mentally preparing for the playoffs?
Just how I'm trying to treat the playoffs just like I've treated every other game.
Can you do that when you know the stakes are that high?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, obviously there's a little bit more pressure, a little bit more intensity, but I've always tried to treat every game the same. Whether it's an Olympic semifinal, it doesn't matter. Just because I don't want to get too hyped up too early. There's plenty of time for that come game day.
You've played on the biggest stages with the white hot spotlight on you globally. Do you still get nervous?
Sometimes.
What's the nerves feel like? Like before a big exam, you know the answers, but you're still a little.
Yeah, no, it's not a nervousness where I'm going to screw up. It's not that.
Right.
It's just it's the nervousness of knowing that the result matters. That there's consequences for if you lose.
Yep.
You're out of the playoffs. You're out of this major tournament. Yeah, that's the nervousness that comes.
But the nerves sometimes.
I think it helps me.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
In big games, if I'm not nervous, I'm like, oh no, what's going on?
I'm flatlining here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I need more coffee.
Remember, it's in the fridge. Heather on Twitter wants to know this. At what point in your life did you know that you wanted to play professionally?
That's a interesting question in that we're sitting in this stadium. It was during the 1999 Women's World Cup.
How old were you?
99. I was 15.
Okay, so you're watching it.
Yeah.
And glued in.
Well, I'd been cut from the Canadian team, but even
you had a lot of time on your hand then.
Well, I was 15, so it was okay. But even I don't know, in Canada, just as it was here in the U.S. before that tournament, no one knew really about the national team. I didn't really know any of the players on the national team, and I was training with this group, and we actually made the road trip down to Portland to watch here at Geldwen the games that were played here. And I remember sitting in the stands.
Wow.
It was actually where the Timbers Army sits.
Wow.
And watching this and being like, I want to play in the next World Cup.
Huh?
And it happened.
Wow.
That's when it hit me. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so sweet. I want to be a part of this.
And that memory is still really vivid.
Oh yeah.
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 And that's another reason why I'm sure you struck gold when you were allocated here. I mean, everything, there are so many cool things about Portland.
Let's be honest, it's the only place I want to play.
Well, we're happy to hear that. Let's remember, Q&A, Sinclair, Captain Sink, your questions, we're going to give them to her via me. So, like Lauren says, on Facebook, who is your favorite media relations director?
Definitely not Mark. Just
kidding. So Mark Nelson would be the answer to that.
Yes.
And Maddie Smith and everybody else that's with this wonderful media relations department. Is that sufficient to say?
Yeah. No,
right.
It's, you gotta understand, like, I've played in the WPS for 2 organizations, and this just takes the cake. It is professional every step of the way here. It's incredible.
How much does that make a difference when everything's buttoned up at every turn and every level and every layer as a professional for you to be your best on the pitch when all that stuff is taken care of and it's important stuff?
Well, it just allows you to focus on playing. That's your job.
Yeah.
And everything else is taken care of for you, and it's been incredible.
It's really it's a blessing. You're right. It's an absolute blessing.
Because like I said, I've been a part of professional leagues before, and no, this is the best organization I've ever been a part of.
Ooh, high praise from Captain
Oh, yeah.
Sink. All right, Emma Reeves, it's your turn. On Twitter, Emma says and asks, what kind of impact both on and off the field has Tobin Heath made on the Thorns Club since she joined you guys?
Oh, she's, yeah, this is a big, this is the first time I've ever played with Tobin.
No kidding.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I had met her playing with, or playing against the U.S. national team, but just incredible soccer player. The skills and ability that she has, I mean, I don't even know how many games she's played and how many assists she has. She's just shored up our midfield.
Does she see the field a little differently, perhaps, than most of us would?
Oh, absolutely. And you know, some of the passes that she's capable of that other people wouldn't even try. I mean, even like the chip over the wall and, you know, just things like that, that she has that confidence about her that, all right, I'll try it. Whereas other people, I think, would have just taken the safer pass and we might not have scored, for instance.
Well, what's interesting, though, when you talk about this is the first time that you've played with Tobin, I think folks would have guessed differently because it seemed as if you guys got on the same page pretty quickly.
Yeah, I even remember the first practice we had together. It just clicked.
Wow.
It just clicked, and you know, very, very rarely do you find that with a player. But I think it just goes to show her ability and her awareness on the soccer field. That, you know, she just knows what she's doing. She can anticipate what other people are going to do, and she's been huge for our team.
Special stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Thrace on Twitter asks, what is the best prank ever carried out against you or committed by you on one of your players? And you know, we're going to open that up. When you were 4 years old playing, go ahead if that.
No, I don't.
Oh, come on. Come on.
I'm not really a prankster, and I hope my teammates know not to prank me. But Karina LeBlanc would be better with that. She's done many, especially to our national team head coach, as sort of an initiation. I think she completely in a hotel room completely moved his room to another room, everything out. You know, the saran wrap on the toilet seat.
Oh, sure.
You know, watered. Yeah, that's her domain.
So, but you need to be careful then. Just because she's your national teammate,
she knows not to do it to me.
I see. All right. All right. She's
I
been
will
warned.
hunt her down.
You know where to find her. All right. You've been warned. KK. Okay. Jennifer Haley Elkins on Facebook asks the great Christine Sinclair, what advice would you or do you give to young soccer stars who dream, like you did sitting there at Gelwin, dream of going pro? What advice?
I think I said it earlier. Have fun. Find something you love, because then, at least for me, I knew I loved soccer.
Yeah.
I always had a soccer ball at my feet, but it wasn't work for me. It was fun. It was what I did. I spent hours in my backyard with my older brother.
There it is. So family, a little bit of a family influence there, a mom and dad?
Absolutely. I mean, I have two uncles that played professionally. They both actually played for the Timbers.
That's a good gene pool.
Not bad.
Yeah.
One, represented Canada. Just we're a soccer family.
Okay.
So I grew up with a soccer ball at my feet, and I'm a very competitive person. I have an older brother that's 3 years older than me. I wanted to do everything better than him, and that included sports.
Okay. How do you balance love and being competitive? Love for the sport, refusing to lose, being competitive, but understanding in the big picture, still having fun is going to help elevate your game. That was a good question, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm saving that one.
No, I think you don't want to lose, but for me, the love of the game came above that. Even when I was on that youth team and we got destroyed, I didn't quit. I still loved the sport. I loved playing with my teammates. That was more important than winning.
Okay.
I mean, even with the national team, the memories that I will have with the national team isn't necessarily the Olympic medal we won. It's the friendships and things that I now have because of the national team. 10 years from now, I could call any of them up, those are the it's not tangible, So
in here.
Yeah.
Anna Loretta on Twitter asks, if a movie was made about you,
Oh, God.
who's going to play Christine Sinclair? And what
I
would that
don't
movie be
know. That would be a boring movie.
about? Oh, Saint. Okay, who?
I literally have no idea. I'm so not into that.
Okay, if you could pick a teammate to play you, who would it be?
I know who would want the job,
Okay,
and you could guess.
LeBlanc?
Yeah, just because she'd want to be on TV.
Or no, she wants to be on a big screen. Is
Yeah,
what she wants to be on.
exactly.
Yeah, TV. That's not good enough. Okay. Anybody who you could think to yourself, yeah, I think I could see her playing my role.
No.
All right.
No,
We'll
we're
go to
soccer players.
Okay.
None of them can act.
Okay.
None.
Oh, well, that's another. Okay, that's a whole nother discussion. Jenny on Twitter, what's the biggest challenge with this weekend's playoff game against the Blues?
I think
We're getting back to soccer now.
Okay, that's good. I'm comfortable with this. Biggest challenge.
Yep.
You know, I think just having to go away to play on a high school football field.
Okay.
It's going to be like 100 and something degrees, right in the middle of the afternoon. Probably not the best environment to play, but you know, both teams have to play on it and in it, and you know, we'll go from there.
Okay, sounds good. Now we're going to load up with the final question. At Soccer Madeline on Twitter asks, this is the last one. So what I want you to do is give this some thought. All right? I'll let you know when to bring your chin off the chest. What do you want to accomplish most before your soccer career is over?
That's easy.
Oh. Okay.
I want to, it's a pledge that myself and my national team teammates made before heading to London. You know, obviously we had these aspirations of getting on the podium and, you know, winning Canada their first team sport medal, but we wanted to change the sport in Canada. And
wow.
We wanted, you know, I've been on the national team for a while, and I don't want kids that are dreaming of being on the national team to face the same problems and challenges that we faced when we first made the national team. We want that Olympic medal we won to not be a one-time thing.
Right.
We want to help make Canada a power on the women's side.
And wouldn't you say that foundational piece is in place as evidenced by when you had the friendly against the United States team this summer, I should say, a few months ago, the crowd, the experience, the response, it seems like you're going in the right direction.
Yeah, we're definitely going in the right direction. You know, with, you know, like you said, you see the response that Canada has had since London, the fact that we're hosting the next World Cup, the opportunity is now.
Great.
But we don't want to be sitting here 6 years from now and going, oh, we could have done more to help. So, you know, myself, my teammates, we're doing everything we can to help grow the sport of soccer in Canada.
Okay. Pick a camera. That's yours if you really want to know. This is a good chance for you to thank the fans.
To represent the Thorns and to play in front of the best fans in the NWSL, you've made this year just absolutely incredible. You know, fingers crossed, maybe we'll get to host a final here. Okay, so the social media roundtable, version 1, is put to bed. So good luck to the Thorns. Fox Sports 2 is going to be carrying your match. It's a 1 o'clock Central Standard Time kickoff, 11 a.m. kickoff Saturday. Fox Sports 2. What you're going to want to do is check your local listings because that is a new channel available. Fox Sports 2. Thorns against the Blues, semifinals. Bring it on. You
know, you win that match, then you get a little luck. Exactly. Western New York goes by the wayside, and guess who's hosting the finals, baby?
Would be nice, right?
Thanks for taking the time.
Stranger things have happened.
I hear you. Thank you so much for taking the time. Good luck.
Thank you.
You bet. All right. See you later, and thanks for joining us.